She never said it, but I knew she was leaving. There wasn't a moment, exactly. No slammed doors, no final argument. Just small things. Pauses where there used to be answers. Eyes that stayed a second too long on something far away. And the way she laughed. It was softer now. Like she was saying goodbye to the sound of it. We still shared mornings. The same mugs, the same cereal, the same radio station humming in the background. But it all felt scripted, like we were reading lines from a scene we used to believe in. She sat across from me one morning, stirring her coffee long after the sugar had dissolved. I asked her what she was thinking. She smiled. That same tired smile she'd been giving me for weeks, and said, "Nothing important?" But I didn't believe her. Not then. Not anymore. There was a coat she used to wear. Yellow, oversized, with a button missing. She stopped wearing it suddenly. Said it felt too warm, but it had been cold for days. I noticed it hanging in the back of the closet, pushed behind boxes, like it didn't belong to her anymore. I remember standing in the hallway one night, watching her brush her hair in the bathroom mirror. She didn't see me. Her face looked calm, focused, but there was something else too. Something behind her eyes. I wanted to ask, "Are you leaving?" but the words never made it out. Instead, I walked back to bed and pretended to sleep, because some part of me already knew the answer. The space between us didn't come all at once. It grew in centimeters, in silences between footsteps, in sentences she started but didn't finish. We still touched, still kissed, still said "love you" before falling asleep. But it all felt like muscle memory, a habit we hadn't broken yet. I think she still cared. Maybe that's what made it worse. The love didn't die loudly. It just faded into something quiet and hard to hold. She started going to bed earlier than me, not by much, 10, maybe 15 minutes. She'd say she was tired, kiss me on the shoulder, and disappear down the hall. I'd sit in the living room, the TV on mute, the remote resting on my leg like I was waiting to do something, but never did. One night I followed her. Quietly. I just wanted to see her. Not in a creepy way, just to see if she was real when she wasn't being watched. She wasn't asleep. She was lying on her side, staring at the wall. Eyes wide open. Breathing slow. I wanted to say something, anything, but I backed away, closed the door. She started clearing out her things. Not in boxes, not dramatically, just little by little. A pair of shoes gone, her books thinned out, her side of the dresser slowly emptying. I wanted to ask why, but I kept hoping I was wrong, that it was just clutter, just cleaning. But the apartment was starting to echo. Then one morning I found her phone on the kitchen counter, the screen lit up with a name I didn't recognize, just a first name, no heart emoji, no saved photo. But the message said, "Let me know when." She deleted it before I could ask, and that night she smiled at me like she hadn't in weeks, like she was finally at peace with something I hadn't been told. She left on a Wednesday. It wasn't raining, it wasn't sunny, it was just one of those in-between days, the kind that slips through the calendar without leaving a mark. I woke up alone. That wasn't unusual by then. She'd been sleeping lighter, waking earlier, but the silence in the apartment felt different. Still, I didn't panic. I got up, made coffee, walked through the hall, half dreaming like always. Then I saw the closet. Her side. Empty. Not messy. Not rushed. Just gone. Drawers open but clean. Her toothbrush missing. Her yellow coat no longer tucked behind boxes. No note, no message. Just an absence so deliberate it felt like a statement. I sat at the kitchen table for a long time. The mug in my hands went cold. I didn't cry. I didn't call. I didn't chase. Not because I didn't care, but because I finally understood. She had been leaving long before she walked out the door. She just never said it out loud. I kept expecting her to come back. For days, I left the hallway light on. I looked out the window when I heard footsteps in the stairwell. I found myself reaching for my phone during quiet hours, half convinced there'd be a message. There never was. I still think about the last thing she said to me. It was the night before she left. She'd just finished brushing her hair and climbed into bed. I asked her if she was okay. She looked at me, and for the first time in weeks she really looked. Not through me, not past me, but at me. And she said, "You make things feel so permanent." I didn't know what that meant, not then. Maybe I still don't. But sometimes, when the house is quiet, and I'm still wide awake, I whisper a response she'll never hear. I thought that was the point. If this story stayed with you, there are more waiting. Subscribe for new mini audiobooks every day, and thank you for listening.